The Mystery of the Moon-Eyed People of North Carolina. Deep in the mist-covered mountains of Appalachia, legends tell of a mysterious race of pale-skinned, nocturnal people who lived in the shadows long before European settlers arrived. They were said to have large, round eyes that shone in the moonlight, and they feared the sun. They were called the Moon-Eyed People. But who were they? Ancient visitors from another land, a lost tribe, or something far stranger? The story comes from Cherokee oral traditions passed down through generations. According to their tales, the Moon-Eyed People were small, light-skinned beings with large eyes who could only see in the dark. They were said to live underground or in caves, emerging only at night. Some versions claim the Cherokee fought them and drove them out of the region. Others say the Moon-Eyed People simply vanished when the sun became too strong for them to bear. One of the most famous sites tied to the legend is Fort Mountain, a mysterious stone wall stretching across a mountaintop in northern Georgia. Some believe it was built by the Moon-Eyed People themselves, long before any known civilization in the area. The wall at Fort Mountain is nearly 900 feet long, weaving through the forest like a stone serpent. Archaeologists say it could be over 1,000 years old, but who built it remains unknown. Early settlers claimed the Cherokee told them, quote, "It was here when we came. It was built by the Moon-Eyed People," unquote. Could this be evidence of an ancient civilization that predated the Cherokee, one that left no written record, only whispers in stone? While legends of the Moon-Eyed People span across multiple southeastern states, it has particularly strong ties to my home state of North Carolina. Many Cherokee stories come from a little spot in Linville Gorge I like to frequent, known as Brown Mountain. Brown Mountain is more known for the Brown Mountain Lights, which I've filmed several times and have posted multiple videos about on this channel. And if you want to see those videos, I'll put the playlist on the end screen and also down in the description. You may be wondering if the remains of a moon-eyed person have ever been found. Officially, the answer is no, but there's a strange account from 1961 that remains hotly debated to this day. I covered this story in part 2 of my Brown Mountain Lights series, and we'll be showing segments of that video shortly. But first, here's the backstory. A man named Ralph Lael set out one evening to see the Brown Mountain Lights. He claimed to have a close encounter with an orb which he described as some form of a light being. The orb led him into a cave where he met a beautiful female humanoid claiming to be a Venusian. I know, certain elements of the story are pretty fantastical, but bear with me. The woman showed him many strange things deep within the cave system. Here's what happened next. He was then led out of the subterranean labyrinth through a section he had not previously seen. Along the way, he came across a very well-preserved body. The mummified remains were not that of a human, nor of any other life form Lael had ever encountered. It's unclear if there was any connection between the mummy and the light beings, but supposedly the body belonged to some sort of extraterrestrial, possibly another alien race that had used the cave system in the distant past, but the details are a bit foggy. Whatever the case, the light beings permitted Mr. Lael to take the body back with him. Lael showed the alien mummy to his friends and family as proof of his wild story. This is the only known photograph of the alien mummy. The body was displayed in his store and drew quite a bit of attention. Some questioned its authenticity, but Lael remained steadfast that the peculiar item was quite genuine. Ralph Lael also claimed that he was repeatedly harassed by government agents, and perhaps even by the notorious Men in Black. Rumors continue to circulate that these agents, who ridiculed Mr. Lael and declared the mummy was a hoax, would secretly offer him vast sums of money for it. No matter the offer, he was unwilling to part with the strange attraction that brought his store so much attention. One day the mummy simply vanished from Lael's store where it had been on display. Lael believed it was discreetly whisked away by shady government officials. Ralph Lael passed away on June 30th, 1978 at the age of 69. The mummy was never seen again, and its whereabouts remain unknown to this day. Another spot in the North Carolina mountains closely tied to the Moon-Eyed People would be Murphy, North Carolina. This 3-foot statue was unearthed in Murphy and is said to have been carved by the Moon-Eyed People. Today it's housed in the Cherokee County Historical Museum, where it remains on display for all to see to this day. Over the years, many theories have tried to explain who or what the Moon-Eyed People were. One of the most popular claims ties them to Welsh explorers led by Prince Madoc, a legendary figure who, according to folklore, sailed to America around the 12th century, centuries before Columbus. Some suggest these explorers, pale-skinned, unused to the southern sun, might have inspired the Cherokee stories. Others think the term moon-eyed was simply a mythic way of describing albinism, or a spiritual metaphor for beings of the night. But more mysterious theories claim they weren't human at all, perhaps visitors from another realm, connected to the ancient mound builder cultures that once thrived across North America. Their large, shining eyes, the way they disappeared without a trace, these details continue to spark imagination and fear alike. No one knows what became of the Moon-Eyed People. Some stories say they fled west deeper into the mountains. Others say they went underground to live in vast cave networks that stretch beneath Appalachia. Even today, hikers and spelunkers report strange noises, flickering lights, and pale figures in the dark. Could these be echoes of a forgotten race, or just the tricks of the mountain mist? Whether they were explorers, spirits, or something beyond human understanding, the Moon-Eyed People remain one of the South's most haunting mysteries. Legends endure because they touch something ancient in us, a sense that the world still holds secrets waiting to be found. So who or what were the Moon-Eyed People? As previously mentioned, the most popular theory is that they were the Welsh descendants of Prince Madoc. Lore Lodge made an excellent video demonstrating why this theory is flimsy at best. I'll put a link to his video down in the description, and I highly recommend giving it a watch. And the theory that they were simply albinos doesn't take into account their short, roughly 3-foot tall stature. So perhaps they were pygmy albinos? Or could it be that we're dealing with a human subspecies that science has yet to officially recognize? And then we have the whole Ralph Lael thing. What do we make of his supposed alien mummy? While I lean toward the whole thing being a hoax, it does share a few commonalities with how the Cherokee described the Moon-Eyed People. Its extremely short stature fits the bill. The fact that it was found deep inside a cave system suggests it may have been a cave dweller, which is also perfectly in line with Cherokee folklore. If the mummy truly was real, it's impossible to determine the entity's normal skin tone and color while it was still alive. This is because the natural mummification process usually leads to a heavy darkening of the skin. If you're well versed in ufology and other Fortean topics, then you're already well aware that exotic, non-prosaic artifacts or discoveries that go against the official narrative, such things have a funny tendency to vanish without a trace, just like the mummy. So now I want to hear your thoughts. Which theories discussed in this video do you think are the most plausible? Have you heard of any compelling theories that I didn't cover? I'm also dying to hear your thoughts on the alien mummy in particular. Could the mummy truly have been the remains of a deceased Moon-Eyed person? Let me know in the comments. Hey everyone, Drew here from Mad Cat Mysteries, and I hope you enjoyed the video you just watched. If you did, you can click on the subscribe button below. I'd appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.